Hello, everybody. I am Esteban Duarte Robinho, reporting from our third world news studio somewhere in the shittiest part of the third world. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hashtag PDad Evo. Need to finish a drink. Do the news. It's the third world. It's hot as hell. Anyway, so story time today. Barack Obama met with, I guess, one or two heads of Gulf states that decided to actually show up to the Camp David summit because everyone in the Middle Eastern region hates him. And he made a few statements. One, he's still going to pursue his shitty nuclear agreement with Iran because for some reason no one can blatantly tell him that's a terrible idea, or these two, I don't know, he belongs in the third world, he's more fucked up than we are. Anyway, that happened. And then also he made a big statement about how if Israel and Palestine get along, it'll magically fix the Middle East, and ISIS and Iran, and everyone else in this fucking part of the world is laughing at him. Probably just at his face, and the media doesn't show it for some God knows what reason. Anyway, the more curious thing is Israel hasn't said a thing. Not yet. Today, nope. Which is shocking, especially since we have to consider with Barack Obama, he attempted to sway the democratic elections of Israel a few months back by funding the Arabs to get a larger stake in the Knesset, to where they would just form in the opposition like they were going to, and not join with Labor or any other parties that Barack Obama wanted to win, because he didn't really think that one forward when he had the State Department funneling money into Israel for the elections and swaying it. Again, marking his failure as a presidency, because he has a worse track record at ousting democracies than PepsiCo. And the reason I say this is because PepsiCo in the 70s was able to oust Allende from Chile and impose Pinochet as a dictator. Back in the 70s, my God. Can't even... PepsiCo. All the fucking things in the world, fucking PepsiCo has a better track record of ousting democratically elected governments than the shitty U.S. President Barack Obama. Why did people vote for you? The first time, that was fine. It was after Bush. The second time, it's like, yeah, Mitt Romney, Mormon. Jesus. Those people. Anyway, PepsiCo, can't believe they have a better track record than the President of the United States. Anyway, also in the Middle East, what's not new is ISIS is going around terrorizing people and taking over new townships in Syria and Iraq. They took over the capital of that western sandy part of Iraq. None of you give a shit about the name of it anyway. And like Ramadi, don't. Also, they took over some place called Palmyra, not some shitty, crappy truck stop in Missouri. It's terrible to drive through, but that place in Syria, because apparently some redneck town in Syria named themselves after some place in Syria that's just getting massacred in cultural atrocities of ISIS. But the U.S. doesn't really care about that because that's an ocean away. Even though they're training in Mexico. Because everyone's pissed at us. My God, it's really fucking hot in this fucking country. It's the third world. So why? Why the hell do we not stop ISIS? Because they're like brutally slaughtering people and then letting, I guess, Bashar al-Assad fight with them and keep him in power, because apparently that's something we are just allowing now because he's, I don't know, lesser of many fucked up evils in that part of the world. I don't have an answer. I'm too hungover to think about that. But anyway, got a lot of Republicans running for office in the U.S. God help everybody. The clown car. Everyone's getting out of that fucking clown car. Surprised Stephen Colbert hasn't run for president yet. He's actually more serious than those jokers. God. Or like is Rick Santorum even running? Oh yeah, I don't have a staff because this is the third world and I'm too fucking poor to afford it. And a Kickstarter is just too damn complicated to set up because I don't know. I drink too much. So the fuck? Damn it, I drink too much. It's a third world. Someone needs to get me a visa out of here. I'm not going. I'm not going to the doctor. This country's healthcare sucks. Anyway, moving on. Other than Barack Obama meeting with some Gulf leaders, well, Saudi Arabia completely like snubbed him, and like, well, Bahrain did it more because like he just completely canceled on Obama and went and visited the Queen of England. And it was just like, you motherfucker. I don't blame him. He's basically letting Iran like stomp over the region. Yeah, Iran's kind of in Baghdad, Sana'a, Beirut, Damascus, Gaza. Yeah, that's technically a thing now. Yeah, those fuckers have like 5 fucking capitals. They're just walking in, taking it, no big deal. Not like they call for the sheer destruction of any countries or demographics or no, yeah, they do. Why is the world dealing with that? Anyway, what few things people know in the Middle East is today is Nakba Day, which is when the Palestinians, I guess, well, you don't really celebrate like losing a war of independence and being brutally occupied, but they're I guess protesting or I don't know, like throwing Molotov cocktails at guard towers in the West Bank or some shit. I don't know. They're not having a very happy day, remembering that their ways at getting independence have always sucked, and they keep continually shooting themselves in the foot. And as someone once said at the UN, they never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. Not as much like how my life works out, because like I have like my fucked up Harry Potter hand, because I can barely move it. Yeah, bar fights, third world bar fights, with myself. Anyway, I can't make myself funny. That's not magic. That's really shitty. I just left an awful joke. This is so hard. Hungover. Why did I choose to do this? Why do you choose to still watch it? This is just like draining and exhausting. The news. Anyway, none of you give a shit about like opinions or anything. But there's nothing going on in the world. There's just absolutely, other than ISIS killing everybody. Amtrak had a safety accident. I was wondering in the U.S. who the fuck still takes the train? That's pretty. I mean, like, who still uses Amtrak? My God. I mean, beyond their shitty, like, I guess, like, service, and beyond the fact that you can't really, other than, like, on the, like, I guess somewhere useful, like the East Coast, can't really go anywhere useful other than, like, bumfuckistan in the Midwest. Why do people use it? It's so terrible. That's just something I'd have no idea on what no idea. Shit. Yeah, alcohol's very bad for you. You shouldn't drink a lot because that's rough. Yeah. What? No, birthdays. Yeah, birthday drinking doesn't help. Actually, alcohol. I was reading a study earlier where alcohol's more dangerous for mental insanities and mental conditions than your generic use of psychotics and I don't know, like heroin and shit like that. Thought heroin and like your psychoactive drugs are pretty bad as it is, but I guess we can legalize one poison and then just completely feel like shit and then destroy so many people's toilets or shit yourself in the bed or any number of very embarrassing things that you don't want to leave in the morning or well, don't really leave your bedroom all day. Just throw on a suit and do the news because you never know. Somebody might be watching. None of you are fucking watching. Probably not even. Well, actually, I will post this because it sucks. I need to drink. No, no. Poor life choices. Poor life choices. Well, I guess in the developed world in the U.S., they're weighing in on gay marriage. If I don't know the news, they might have already made a ruling on that. The third world doesn't tell you shit. I think that's wonderful that they are going to let, I guess, gay peoples have civil rights. Not like they're not people. What aren't people? Monkeys aren't people. Well, they ruled like in the 60s that black people and Mexicans were people. That was, I guess, a landslide for the then Democrats. Yeah, back then the Democrats were the trailer trash redneck inbreds that hated civil rights, and then somehow they ended up in the Republican Party 50 years later. How the fuck does that happen in a developed country? I have no idea. Anyway, the U.S. is finally maybe going to become more like Europe. Europe. It's so developed. Look at them being all developed and European. Better than everyone else. They're better than, like, they're too good to use weapons and, like, war because, like, you know, they don't have some backwards country called Russia that's just about ready to just plow through Ukraine and just take over the continent. Yeah, Russia. They just had their victory parade, and they strolled more of their, like, I guess they have a new, like, battle tank. And I don't know why, because they just have, like, millions upon millions of battle tanks from Cold War that they can just... After a certain point, NATO's just going to run out of ammo. It took them 3 days to exhaust their weapons in Libya. Can't imagine if they fought Russia. They last more than, like, 2 days before and then all the people would start protesting and, I guess, demanding higher wages for war production, and they'll lose because the Russians don't give a shit about, like, rights. World's pretty fucked. Don't need to be in the third world to know that. Anyway, nothing really happened today that any of you really give a shit about. Well, neither do me, because let's just say, well, actually, I kind of give a shit about what happens in Syria and Lebanon, because I'm kind of living in the Middle East. It's fucking hot. That's why it's so fucking hot I'm doing this in the Middle East. How terrible. Terrible white guy stuck in the Middle East doing the news. It's Brazil. I need to go to Brazil. Things are so much better people. Less fucked up shit than the Middle East. Like, no, that's not true. There's a lot of fucked up shit in Brazil. Anyway, I'm gonna sign out now and let you people do other shit because you have better things to do with your life than watch me drone on about the news hungover for 15 minutes. Anyway, I'm Esteban Duarte Rubino and I'm signing out.